Fernando over here. If you want to come and say hi.
Hello. First of all, nice that we can talk with you. And I want to introduce myself. My name is Wilco, one of the founders of FreshMiners. And my colleague will introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Yuri, and let's say the companion partner of Wilco running FreshMiners.
Well, fantastic. We just thought this would be an open forum to talk about the hardware. Obviously, FreshMiners is up there as one of the top DePIN resellers. They have the physical store in the Netherlands. They're selling lots of units and recently added Anyone. So we've just set this up to have an open discussion. Let FreshMiners ask any questions they have, talk about the hardware. Then we describe what we're doing here with this router mode, which is something pretty special about the hardware. And yeah, hear from some new voices on the Anyone team as well. So I'll let FreshMiners take sort of the lead here and we'll just talk edit things.
Great. Okay. I will do a short introduction. Our goal is to be the leading DePIN reseller of Europe. Provide the community in the DePIN community in Europe a lot of devices. And we started, I think, 2 years ago. We're a bit from the ASIC mining, come from that past. But 1 year ago, we totally changed to the DePIN sector. And from there, Yuri and I had some good ideas about DePIN.
Yeah, that's the way. When we started, we thought, especially what Wilco touched upon, ASIC mining is nice, but not that nice because it is not like a product everybody can buy or wants to buy. So from there, we said, okay, let's shift it. And we noticed also an interest, let's say, in more small devices. And from there, we decided to make a move or shift to a different branch. And we really start focusing on everything that had to do with, let's say, small DePIN devices. And we wanted to connect also with some good, let's say, companies and projects. And from there on, one of the first we had is GeoNet, which it was quite nice. And from there on, we moved on. And now we are luckily also able to sell Anyone, the Anyone router, which is, I think, a quite nice device. We have quite some interest already, and it really helps because we are, let's say, some sort of supermarket and we sell everything, every good device or every good project. And I think Anyone is absolutely one of the best. Yeah, and together with all the other devices, we are able, let's say, to cross-sell and really bring the DePIN market to Europe and make it big.
Yeah, I was wondering, also for our customers, where did you start from? Where does Anyone come from? I think a lot of people know them also from a different name, but how can you introduce Anyone to our customers?
Sure, and yeah, that's right. We started out under a different name, Ator, way back in the last bear market, early 2023. And we started out incentivizing the Tor network, which I know a lot of people have heard of and kind of associate with Bitcoin and this cypherpunk. And we saw basically a shortage of nodes in the Tor network, and we built out this incentive system to pay people to run nodes and grow Tor. And what changed pretty much exactly a year ago is we divorced from the Tor network, and we now take this onion routing technology that they first popularized, and we're hoping to apply it in a far more mainstream way. So we now control our own decentralized privacy network. Because we're fair launched, we have a very strong community. We're not like most DePINs that kind of started out raising from VCs. We're very grassroots, and the whole thing is kind of a movement. People believe in privacy and giving people trustless privacy without centralization and leaks and hacks and logs. And that's what our network does. And everyone who runs a node in the network is helping to route other people's traffic and provide that privacy to all of the users.
Because you're building a huge network, the nodes are very important. So the big community will help you to distribute it, the nodes. And what's your goal? How many nodes you want to have in the world?
Right now, with around the 10,000 or so nodes that are registered, we're able to maintain a pretty fast network. And I'd say we're looking to scale maybe 2, 3, 4x over the next year. And that should be enough, I think, to maintain even massive amounts of growth. For reference, Tor has only 5,000 or 6,000 nodes. So it doesn't take too many to support a good network. And that's why the rewards are also quite high, because we're in the early phases of scaling up.
I think it's important. We see it also with other projects and hardware devices we sell. It has to get the narrative, and narrative helps to expand your network. And so, as we speak for our European customers, what is the incentive to buy a hardware piece of yours?
Yeah, there are two things. My name is Reika. I am a developer and a tester with a lot of focus on the hardware lately. So I would say there are two things that are that our customer want is the hardware. For one is the rewards when you run it as a relay, which builds out the network infrastructure, and also for the router mode, which we have introduced, launched very recently. We made it public yesterday at the DePIN event. So if they connect this router at home behind their normal home router and they run the very simple wizard, you can set up as a router. You connect to this hotspot, and you will be anonymous on the internet. This is a decentralized VPN, which is free to use.
Yeah, that sounds really great. Good development. So actually, you run the node and the router nowadays. That's you put in the market those hardware devices, the router and the node. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So when you run it as in the router function, it will also run as a relay in parallel, right? So you will earn money, you will earn rewards, our Anyone token for having it as a relay. And also on top of that, you can enable the router functionality to be able to surf anonymously.
Great. And when do you expect to get it operational in the market, when people can sell it?
Yes.
Buy it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I think we have sold over 1,000 so far.
Yeah.
So we hope that we can, with adding more functionality, which is users can use in their daily web usage, I think it will attract even more people, not just for those who want the reward, but also want some privacy in their household. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Also another question, because that's a question we also often get. How often, or how will you say it? How technical do you have to be to use and to install and set up the device? It is plug and play, but do you, let's say, as a starter, can you use it?
Yes, of course. When you get this beautiful box at home, if you order it, for example, just power in the power adapter, and you press the blue button on the side for 3 seconds. It will start a SSID, which is named Relay. You can connect to that SSID, and it will welcome you with a captive portal where you follow this wizard that we call the setup wizard, with very easy steps on how to install the relay. And it will connect to your home router, and you will have the option to enable the router functionality, for example. So when it's installed, you just connect to the SSID when it's up and running again, and you will be routed automatically. No need to configure anything on your client, your PC, or phone or anything. Just connect and go.
Great.
I think the only thing that to be mindful of as a user is if you want to earn those DePIN rewards, which most people buy the unit for, you just need to figure out port forwarding, which nowadays is very simple. You log into your internet router and, in a minute or so, you set some settings. People are probably used to it from other projects, but that is a requirement that people should be aware of. We also have documentation on how to do port forwarding on the most routers and on our website.
Yeah.
It's always nice to know from our side and the customer side how are you going to monetize your data in the future, because there's an earning model, and do you have great plans with anyone, and you are looking or finding development on your network?
Yeah, definitely. We have this sort of special advantage as a DePIN in that we're not just trying to create products that individuals use directly. We do have that. We're making our VPN apps for desktop and mobile that's more secure using this onion routing than any other VPNs. But we also have this other sort of special route to getting adoption, which is that we're building privacy tools and infrastructure. So if you have your own software like a browser or file sharing or messaging app or a wallet, you can integrate our tech and route through the network and give users privacy in your apps. So that's actually where we've seen a lot of our early users and installs. It's been these app integrations. And the future is very much to have revenue, have a freemium model, and that actually drives even more rewards to the node operator most useful.
No, thank you. It should give a lot of confidence for our potential customers. And we try to reach a lot of people in Europe. It's a worldwide network. Everywhere in the world, are they connected?
Yeah, for sure. There's no country limitation. So long as you have a reasonably stable internet connection, you can run this and contribute. And actually, there's even more rewards if you do run it from home versus a big data center. We have this geolocation multiplier. So if you're bringing in new regions, there's added rewards for that as well. And all of that will be transparent and visible on the website in the coming weeks.
And in terms of, let's say, there's also a question which we often get. Can you say something about the ROI? And we know it's very difficult, of course, because there are multiple factors which play a role, let's say it like that. But is there anything you can say about that?
Well, what I will say about the hardware especially, and I'm just pulling up some of the numbers now, we dedicate 20% of all the relay rewards to our own hardware. And we have 10,000 nodes overall, but only 1,000 or 2,000 hardware units, which means that certainly for the foreseeable future, the rewards for hardware are going to be especially good. And just to give a snapshot from our big testnet run from late last year, just pulling up the numbers now, we're seeing that median earnings for a hardware unit are up at 2.7 to 3 tokens a day. And as we ramp up the distribution rate, that kind of grows. And so people are making, ROI certainly within a matter of a few months right now.
Great. And is there also a benefit in using, let's say, the Anyone relay compared to, let's say, another device which you would use or a node or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. So only the Anyone relay gets the bonus rewards compared to, let's say you had a Raspberry Pi or server, you run it there, you learn, but you won't get the bonus rewards. So right now the hardware earns, substantially more than a regular node, if it's in the home.
Great. That sounds really good.
Yeah, we noticed that Anyone has also a big community also in the Netherlands, in Europe, strong community, a lot of members in Telegram groups. And I can say we have also a community and building a strong community. And like you said, it has some cross selling because they sell one device of us and
right.
Yeah, and they also sell your device, Anyone device. And maybe you have some advice for us to also, because you are it looks like you are an expert to get the narrative in the communities. So maybe you have advice for us to get the more narrative in Europe. So for Anyone.
I may actually extend this question to Reka, who's been in the community, especially in Discord, to maybe share about how we built it up. But I think if you involve people from the very beginning and make them feel part of the journey, because they very much are, I think that helps a lot. And it's of course easy for us as a project because anyone can build on the network or run a node. You can feel part of it, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, I think that, like Meredith said, we have always involved our community a lot, and actually I own this project from the community, and we were just helping out a lot in the writing documentation, even before we the project had signed official installation documentation. So the community created these, and that's when we started to install relays and build the network without anyone telling us. And so the how we have created this culture is just by helping out, and we involve everyone to be also in a has the role as a helper, right? So they feel like a part of the community, and we really appreciate that a lot, because the community spirit is what's a big driver to continue what we do.
Yeah, we experience the same kind of thing at FreshMiners. Maybe you can tell us how we work with helping people and to not only be a shop, but be more like a shop. So like it's maybe also nice to tell them how we help them with technical issues. We help our customers with problems. We react fast. They can find us in different ways. That's, I think that also is something we also have in the FreshMiners, and that it helps to I think to help to grow the project in Europe.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think I agree on that. So we indeed try to create a community, but in essence, we also want to be transparent in what we do. So have a clear website. We want to have a shop. We want to demonstrate things. This is offline, but also, let's say, online in Telegram, Discord, X, name it. We also try to create some sort of ambassadors and to really have, let's say, to create a community. And I think you guys are really, and a great example on how things work. Because if we do a post on X, one thing I can say, if it's anyone related, we get the most likes and reposts. So I see a very strong community there. I think that is also the reason why Wilco was asking. I think that is something you do, you guys do really great, and that helps us also. So I think with that you're a good example for us also.
Yeah. We would like to be contributor to your success story to get the narrative more in even more in Europe, and I think we can help you with that. And you like those advices you give us. It helps us also to get stronger, and it would help each other.
Hey, looking to the future also, what do you guys have on the roadmap? Are there, let's say, big things coming which are also relevant for anyone, or maybe the hardware device?
Yeah, we're always looking for new features to add to the hardware. Maybe, let's say, you can create a hidden service, or like give more statistics about your relay, for example, to have a better insight of how much data you're transmitting and such. So we have some secret ideas, let's say, to give to the users. But I think we like to build. We like to give our community as much as possible. So we will continue with what we do, make the hardware even better.
And when it comes to anyone in general as a project, things on the roadmap, big things coming?
Certainly the big thing is this transition to rewards delivered on AO by Arweave. So that, we continue the reward program, makes the mining live again with all sorts of new multipliers that I described, like the geolocation multiplier, the uptime multiplier. A big part of this sort of new distribution system is rewarding people running 1 or 2 nodes versus people who try and run, dozens of them in a data center. So, just like this hardware, we're creating a more equal rewards program for the community. I think people will appreciate those new yields a lot. The other big release this year is delegated staking, where people can stake their tokens as a way of conveying their trust to operators that they know in the community. And so it kind of makes a token more of a social currency. You can get a small boost to your rewards if people stake to you, encourages you to be transparent and open, and really aligns with our grassroots community-driven spirit, right? It's not just about the numbers. You feel like you're part of something. So those are the 2 big releases for this half of the year. The hardware, we have our own dedicated hardware department. We never outsourced any of this, and they're always working to add new features to this device. But we really want to make this a multi-purpose home privacy device, maybe going into storage, messaging. I don't want to reveal too much, but this is a device that gives you continual new features that we never even advertised when we first sold it, and every device can be updated to have it. So as one of, I think, few DePINs that are making a hardware that's useful to use, not just a way of earning rewards, hopefully no matter what direction the market goes in, it's something you appreciate having.
Great, really, sounds good. And of course, important to us also, how important is having, let's say, a partner as FreshMiners for you guys?
It's been very helpful. That we have tried getting into distribution and fulfillment ourselves. It's a lot easier when you have a partner that knows what they're doing, especially when you can give them stock up front, as is the case. And I think your customers appreciate it. It was one of the quickest and easiest ways to get a relay via FreshMiners. And hopefully you can help us appeal to the existing DePIN audience that maybe isn't on Ethereum or doesn't know our project. It bundles quite nicely, especially a lot of... in fact, I have a question for you. Do you see many projects that have bandwidth as the main resource that's consumed, or is it usually other things?
Depends. We have, let's say, multiple projects, but one which is maybe close to that is Wayru, opening the internet a little bit. Yeah, so that, but on the other hand, it also has to do, let's say, with your car or your car data, like the demo and sort chain and
3D mapping.
Yeah, 3D mapping with the rover or with Hive Mapper, and of course GeoNet and Wingbit, which is more, let's say, location based or based in a hex. So I think that is different. So
we talked also with some project that also is a bit in your league, but we're not so enthusiastic about it because it sounds good what they did, but they didn't have any community. It didn't have the trust of the consumers, the DePIN lovers. It didn't have a good base to start with.
If we
also want to trust a project and not get in any kind of. We really think about that. What will be a good project to scale in Europe?
Yeah. And which is valuable for customers, of course, but we have, let's say, some sort of checklist in which we look, and we look to the community, to the, let's say, people behind, the ecosystem, roadmap, name it, a lot of things. And it should be clear. So we see a lot of companies who, let's say, gain some data, but they don't do anything with the data, for instance. So we don't see, let's say, some sort of use case or business case. And that is for us important, because otherwise it will be most of the time, or it can be at least most of the time, very short term. And we're really looking into long-term project, which makes sense to us and at the end the customer. And I think, again, Anyone is some project that already has proven itself, and having a DePIN device and hardware device is great for us, but also great for a lot of customers who want to have the device.
Yeah, it makes sense. And people who run serial DePIN projects, hopefully this fits in quite nicely by the sound of it, if there are not too many that focus on bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hopefully it's be a good part of every DePIN multi-miner sort of portfolio.
Yeah, that is something we would like to see also. So yeah, let's hope so. And it's up to us also to make it happen, and together with you guys, of course, and the community. But we look forward to making it bigger together with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we have trust in your project, and like an interview like this, it really helps us to get even more enthusiastic about it,
to push it forward.
Yes, absolutely. In that case, maybe a little bit of fun to end this podcast. I know it's audio, so people can't see, but we have one of our devices in the studio right now. It's breathing blue because it's in router mode.
Yes.
So maybe if you want to, just as a symbolic thing, go and connect to the Wi-Fi signal that's being emitted by this device, and you can connect to our network straight away on your phone.
There you go.
Yeah. So you connect, put the password in.
Any one of the.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
a small.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So nice. If you goes to check what is my IP or something, so we should see where you exit that.